Hi, this is Dr. Khan. Hope you guys are all doing well and this reaches you on all levels of positivity. Today I'm going to talk to you about increased school shootings, increased crime rates, and what's going on, why this is happening, and what's the solution. Okay, so basically, society, culture, and our family upbringing teaches us to be codependent, unhappy, unaware individuals. Okay? They program us to be codependent, unhappy, unaware individuals. Why? Because of consumerism. What do I mean by that? Okay, think about consumerism. Everyone makes money off of each other. Society programs us to have these idealistic expectations, these cravings, these desires, these attachments, so we can meet a certain standard in society, can work and feed off of each other, basically. What do I mean? Okay, a judge feeds off of criminals, family dysfunction, right? A drug dealer feeds off of individuals who are trying to numb themselves because of unhappiness, because they didn't reach a certain standard. So it's everyone feeds off of each other, and that's how consumerism works. And society injects these idealistic thinking, attachments, cravings, desires, standards by movies, the movies we watch, by the music we listen to, by the holidays. For example, Mother's Day, Father's Day, Valentine's Day teaches us that we need to basically have an ideal relationship. We very well know that that's not always the case. So we have this empty, not enough, good enough feeling, like this empty and I'm not good enough feeling implanted in us, injected in us at a very young age. And society programs our families in this way, where our parents are so busy living out and trying to meet their standards, where they ignore us, and on top of that, children don't get validated. And through this lack of validation, the cycle continues, that empty feeling, that not enough, good enough feeling. So we're always looking outside of ourselves to validate ourselves, because we're not receiving it at home, because our parents are too busy living out their programming. And constant ideas that are programming us through media, music, movies, of how we should be, what we should think, what our goals should be. They create debt in families. So again, consumerism, right? Paying the credit cards off. Families are too busy, working away, so the family dynamic weakens. So we're always out there, codependent to society, debt, attachments, desires, cravings, intense desires, idealistic thinking, relationships. That's how we are codependent. This is how we are taught at a very young age to be codependent to society, because consumerism works on our unhappiness and unawareness. That's how it works. This is how the cycle continues. So now let's focus on school shootings and crime rates and what happens. Okay, so because of this lack of validation and this codependency and unhappiness that society injects in us, subconsciously, subliminally, individuals who don't get validated, especially children in families, what ends up happening is that they either, not everybody, but mostly, in my opinion, start developing codependent tendencies, narcissistic tendencies, and worse, the most extreme is sociopaths. Okay, so we have these children who are never validated because parents are too busy, never noticing them, never acknowledging their feelings, never giving them the honest and full attention that they need. These children start seeking validation outside of themselves. They numb themselves, they don't express themselves, and they start acting out in a couple of ways. Individuals with primarily codependent tendencies, start seeking out validation outside of themselves. They try to fix everyone. They basically don't know what their feelings are or express them. They basically disconnect with themselves. Okay, so these kids are kids develop low self-esteem, mostly low self-esteem. Okay, and then you have these children from families who develop narcissistic tendencies. They have a total disconnect with themselves, where there's a lot of anger in them, a lot of anger because they didn't receive the validation that they needed, or because they grew up in such a chaotic home where they didn't receive any attention and it was just very, very chaotic. So now these kids are the kids who have a lot of anger in them, a lot of anger in them. So then when they get older, they demand validation. They demand it. They demand it. And they can't see anyone else's feelings but theirs. They can't see you. They cannot see you. Okay. What happens in extreme cases? So this is where crime rates and school shootings and just that realm comes in. What happens there? These are individuals who had who've totally disconnected with themselves, totally disconnected, where they cannot even feel or have any empathy for individuals anymore. These are the ones who commit crime, murder, school shootings, because there's total disconnect, total disconnect. They cannot feel. So again, there's individuals with codependent tendencies, narcissistic tendencies, and then extreme cases, sociopaths. Okay, so obviously not everyone is like that. You have healthy dynamics, you have healthy families, you have healthy children. But again, if you are not aware of how society works, if you are not aware how culture, society, and your family upbringing programs you at a very young age, and you do not start retraining your brain, these circumstances can occur. These tendencies can occur in your life, and then you can pass it down to your children. So now what's the solution? Okay, so the solution is having a mental health curriculum for children in schools, which we don't have. Extremely important. Having a mental health curriculum where children learn to self-observe, children learn how to process anger, process feelings, acknowledge their feelings, and at a very young age start getting programmed into healthy, codependent living. Number 2, you start connecting with your inner self again, your inner child again. So let's say you're an adolescent or a young adult now, or whatever stage you're in, you start empathizing with that child that suffered, that never got the validation that they needed. So you start empathizing, start forgiving that person, start understanding, saying, oh, you know what, that wasn't okay, that, you know, my mom didn't validate me. It wasn't okay that my dad didn't acknowledge my feelings and just pretended like I didn't exist, you know, because he didn't know better. And it, you know, and let it pass. Number 3, process and observe all the programming that has been done to you. Basically, you want to process and observe all the programming that has been done to you through society, through culture, and through your family upbringing. Start observing it and let it pass. Start observing it and letting it pass. And stopping this cycle. This is the crucial information of what happens. And I really hope this helps you. It helps you process the societal cycle. It helps you understand how we've been injected with these ideologies, and how we're taught to be codependent, and what happens after that in families, and then what can happen in extreme cases. I hope this helps. Take care and go out there and make a difference. Bye.